Okay. Okay, I'm really excited. I hope more people pop on, but they're lost. There'll be a recording, but I'm so happy you guys are here. There's a lot that I want to share with you tonight, so I'm going to kind of get right to it. Oh, Colini gets to be on, and Vicki. Hi, guys. Hello. Okay, so last week on the Beautiful Leaders, Michelle has a thread for Pro 5s and Up, and she shared this Facebook live that went on, and it's Tom Chenault. Tom Chenault is very well known in the network marketing world. I'm going to share my screen here, and he is interviewing a man by the name of Bob Beaudine, who is very well known. He's written books. My new distributor, Jen Reed, knows who he is. She really respects him. Very strong man, full of connection, and a Christ follower. And I watched this interview, and it just lit my soul on fire. And I posted it on Team Act, and I said, I want to make you guys watch this. And I don't know how many did, but I just feel like the message has to be heard. So I'm going to play probably about 9 minutes of it, snippets of it, and I have them marked. And just please listen to this, because I hope that it does for you what it did for me, but it's just foundational, fundamental. It's who we're supposed to be in this world. So Tom is interviewing Bob Beaudine, kind of tells his story. Bob Beaudine's father was a placement person. So he would place executives into top firms, and he was very successful at it. But Bob loved sports. He didn't want to be in factories and all these companies that his father was in. So he thought maybe his dad told him, well, if sports is what you love, then find something in that arena and do it. And so Bob then thought, well, I should be a placement. He's an executive placement recruiter in the sports world. And he's written books as well. So Tom is talking to Bob. He just kind of introduced him, and then this is where we're going to start off. So here we go.
To expand my who in sports.
Yeah, but Bob, contact mapping is interviewing people, documenting people. Had you really interviewed those people beyond them being on the board of your dad's company?
Real quick, don't worry about the term contact mapping. I just want you to hear Bob's heart, okay? That's what I want you to listen to.
There would have been a world of opportunity, but we're so one-dimensional. All we have is our agenda, and we never see beyond it. And what you taught me was that my Rolodex has far more power in it if I get to know the people versus just their name and phone number. You taught me that, and that's exactly what you did. And the commissioner of the National Football League, Roger Goodell, named Bob Beaudine the most powerful man in the National Football League you've never heard of. You got to be kidding me. That's this guy. And how did that happen? Because of the power of his connections. Talk about that a little bit, Bob.
You know, I would have called the book The Power of Friendship, but everybody has 5,000 people on social media. That's their friends, right? And so we've taken friendship and we discount it. We don't see our friends as resources and conduits to our dream. So we leave out the people we were given. What if you were given people in your life, family and friends, to help you in ways you never imagined? And I say to people all the time, if you have 100 friends and I had 100 friends, we don't have 200, we have 10,000. Your friends have friends. No, we don't have 100 friends, but if we had 50 friends, we'd have 2,500. Can you imagine? Here's the reality. If you had one close friend, you're blessed. 3, rich. 12, we change the world. Now listen, God set that up 2,000 years ago. I didn't set that up. This is part of the program.
The world. That's cool.
He changed it. Everyone still knows who he is, and 2,000 years later, he's still signing recruits and still doing deals. It's unbelievable.
So the name of the game is squeezing that gigantic list down to the point that you know who is paying you, where the power is, and going that route versus trying to get more and more superficial relationships like they're doing on Facebook and everywhere else, right?
Yeah, it's 100%. And so here's the problem is that what if you made a list of where you really wanted to go that was written on your heart, that was something that was so much something, because success is geographical, and you could tell me the 3 to 12 companies you'd like to join and the people who run that. And then what if you asked your friends and family if they knew them? I'm going to tell you right off the bat that the shocker is they do. Each of our friends know one person who knows another person who could introduce us to the deal. So listen, 87%, 87, not 13% of all jobs and all deals are placed by a friend. 94% of the reason you get the job is because we like you. And that was because of references, endorsements, and testimonials. If talent was the reason everyone got jobs, we wouldn't have Congress and Senate.
Wow. That's 100% right. You got it. That's exactly right. Is that crazy enough?
This is so simple and so obvious. And that's the thing to people. We need to give people. So if you and I are best friends and I asked you for help, would you help me?
Yes.
Why would you deny me the same joy of helping you? See, there's two parts of my
ego. I'm not going to call you for 20 bucks.
It's crazy. That's exactly what everyone does. They get into their own way. They get their head into their own way. And I like helping you, but I shouldn't ask. So what are you going to do? Go out to a bunch of people who are strangers and start asking them for your job? First off, no one likes cold calls. No one likes sending out mass emails. Wouldn't it be fantastic if I knew the right people would open the door for me? Listen, you were created for that. It's supposed to be so much easier, and yet we get in our own way.
Powerofwho.com is where we want to send them?
Send them to bobbodine.com.
Bob Bodine. Pamela, put that in the comments.
Okay, I'm going to forward just a little bit here.
Getting there talking about, I just am so happy Bob's here. This is awesome. And
Don't you love him?
He's truly, Bob, we love you on a level you can't believe. So, Bob, I've been wanting to ask you this question ever since I hung out with you last year in Dallas, because we're standing there talking to Bob, and out of the conference room walks this guy, Scott Schilling.
Oh, yeah.
Who Bob knew. But what was so amazing, Bob knows everybody, so that was no surprise. But he knew Scott on a level that was really deep. And that's like the story of your life. So you interact with all these really powerful people, and yet you have these incredible relationships. How do you do that? And how can somebody who is not as practiced as you learn how to do that, to develop those kinds of meaningful relationships?
I think a lot of this is, as you both know, is written on your heart. And when you're around people who have heart, you're connected at such a higher level. And so you want to talk about things that matter, and people matter most. God taught us, our heart knows it, but some people forget. And then they get their minds around doing business and doing stuff. And so, the first thing I think about is my dad taught me, and the fact that you and your dad are doing something together is just so heartwarming to me. Oh, and if I could actually, have my dad back, he would tell you this, that, make friends. That starts something that's so unbelievable. Help your friends in every way possible. And then don't be surprised if you do a lot of business with your friends.
Is that just the understatement of the year? And we're all doing the opposite, trying to trick somebody with a click or a funnel or some crud deal, instead of just getting related and picking up the phone and dialing it. Nuts.
And that's why I love contact mapping. So if you take something that you have an opportunity that you could remember a person and start to remind yourself simply that said, hey, I talked to him here. We talked about these issues. I remembered his wife's name. I remembered he had 3 kids, and that I value this enough to put it down as something important. That shows people you care. And Zig Ziglar asked me this question one time, and it goes totally, Zig Ziglar, contact Matthew. This is what it said. He said, what do you think of this quote? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. What do you think of that, Bob? I go, I wish I would have wrote that. And he says, it's 2 words short. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care about them.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm almost hyperventilating. That gets me so excited. I just think of what he said. People matter most. People, not your rank, not your followers, not your likes, not your lives. The people matter most. And Tom said at the beginning of that interview, he said to Bob, Bob, you make me feel better about myself than anyone I know. That is the gift that he has. He talked about Bob taking him to a baseball game in Texas. And Tom said, what got my heart and set my soul on fire was when we drove into the stadium, it was a reception that Bob got from everyone around him as he came in because he cares about people. And he also said that most of his placements, people that he places within the sports world, are through people he knows. They're friends of friends. It's just connection. The thing from that, okay, here's my example for this. See, I get all frazzled with it, but I joined a networking group about a year ago. And in the beginning of joining this networking group, I would walk in and sadly, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, what am I going to get out of this? It was about me. Like, what will I get out of this? How will this help my business? How will it help me? And then I went a couple times. I didn't know if I fit in. I was just kind of overwhelmed. It kind of dimmed my light. I was kind of, what's the word? I didn't think as highly of myself as I thought of everyone else in the room. So then I didn't go for a little while. And then the new year comes around and I'm like, like enough's enough. I have to be very intentional of just showing up and making relationships and let the rest fall into place. And I am telling you, you guys, in this last 3 weeks, I've had more fun in my business than I've had in such a long time. And it's because of the relationships that I started developing at the beginning of the year. Like, I have someone that's so close to me now in my life that she'll never be on my team. She does not want to do network marketing ever, ever. But I've helped her in her life, like reignite an Instagram page that she had that I think is genius, right? I had another woman that I met with her and she's a hairstylist and she wasn't real interested, but we shared stories of what we do. And she just reached out to me and wanted me to sit down with her mom because her mom has gout. And I told her about my husband having gout. So it's not going to be her directly, but she referred someone to me because of the relationship we developed at coffee. It is about people. And so I think just that message, if you want to hear it again, I posted it on Team Act. I will put it under the training tab. I just feel like it's so powerful because we can get so caught up in the worldly views, especially in network marketing with the ranks and whatever, instead of like viewing our life for eternity. Like, we are here for people, right? Jesus was the most compassionate person ever. Compassion, like forgiveness over and over and over again. You didn't get just one chance or two chances. Like, you could screw up as many times as you wanted, but he was always there watching for you, ready to just earn your repentance or listen to your repentance and forgive you and save you. And we should see people that same way, judge no one and just be here for the people. And I guarantee, like, our heart first, you guys, and that is what is going to grow your business. And it doesn't mean it's going to grow fast, but it's just like Andy Andrews too, right? Playing the game when no one else knows the game is being played. Loving your friends and them thinking of you as that person that makes them feel more important than anyone else in their life. Follow-up Fridays, every Friday, not only reaching out to your customers and maybe people on your team, but friends, family. Like, how does your family think that you view them? How do they view you and how you respect them and love them, right? Just be that person. Work on that. Okay, off my soapbox. Hope you enjoyed that. Oh, where'd you go? What did I just do? I'm like FaceTiming myself. Okay, so the Life Vantage mission statement. Here we go. Here it is. We dare to imagine an abundant world where both physical and financial health is optimized. We believe your well-being matters. That's why we've combined the cutting-edge research of nutrigenomics with a leveraged plan to build your own legacy because you matter. We've been reading that every week. Okay, so our special guest this week. I think what Vicki's going to share with us goes hand in hand with everything that we're hearing here. And so I asked Vicki because once again, she brought a ton of people with her to a conference because she loves them and because she's been so built up by attending these conferences. And what has transpired from the first time Vicki went to now, to her getting one of their top trainers to possibly she's going to come to Nebraska. Vicki had a discussion with her. Vicki's wanted to make this happen for a long time, and she's making it happen. And Vicki's going to be like a big piece of that. It's just amazing. So Vicki, you know what I asked you. I don't remember what I asked you in your text. Let me look this up really fast. What did I ask you, Vicki? I wanted you to share why you do them, how you do them, and what it's turned into in your life. And this is about affirmations. It's about positive thinking. And you guys, it's necessary. I'm telling you what, I am on my husband every day. And when he is like, Mr. Woe is me, I'm calling him Eeyore, because life may suck sometimes, but we have a choice in what we say and what we think. And if we're not training our brains every second of the day, then we're going to live in doom and gloom. And then we're going to miss all of God's blessings because we've got our blinders on and we're so caught up in our own lane. Like, don't be selfish. Don't be prideful. Take the blinders off. See God's blessings. But it takes discipline on our part as well. It takes daily discipline, and that's what Vicki's been doing. So, Vicki, I've unmuted you. So, share with us why you do it, how you do it, and what is transpired in your life.
Okay. First of all, from the interview earlier where he said people matter most. And you said, that's what we have to remember is the people. That's not just in Life Vantage, that's in life. Like, we were put here to help each other through. It's all about the people. No matter what you do from day to day, it is all about the people. And the crazy thing is, even though affirmations, saying affirmations and building yourself up might sound like a selfish thing, I've done this. I looked up, the first time I went to this conference was just 2 years ago. I thought it was about 4 years ago. It was just 2 years ago. The crazy thing is when you get your mind right and you know who you are and you're right with yourself, it helps you take the focus off yourself, and it's easier to listen to and care more about the person you're talking to. Even though it sounds, selfish to say or to think you're saying all these great things about yourself, it takes the focus off yourself because you're like, I'm good. I know who I am. I know what I'm about. Let me hear about you. So I was first introduced to affirmations 2 years ago when I went to a conference in Salt Lake City that Tanya recommended to me. And he taught us many things. Kirk Duncan is the man who led the conference. And he taught us many things, but the thing that stuck with me the most was the power of positive affirmations and how you talk to yourself, both out loud and in your head, how you talk to yourself. I had never done it before. When I went to this conference, I kept my mind totally open, like, I'll just take whatever you have that can help me. And when he started talking about this, I thought, okay, there is no way I can look myself in the mirror and say this affirmation that I've written for myself, because I just don't believe it. Well, thankfully, I drove myself there. So I had a 13-hour ride home by myself. So I had 13 hours to memorize my new affirmation that I had written. Plus, he had given us 5 that he shares with everyone at the conference. So for 13 hours, I worked on my mind. And what I would tell myself, or who I wanted to be. Like I thought about people that I admired and what qualities they had, and what qualities I wanted to have in myself, and I put those in my affirmation. So I just basically talked to myself in a good way all the way home. So I had nothing to lose to do this. It cost nothing, so I would say them. I had times when it's just even still is a go-to for me. In the shower, I say my affirmations. When I'm brushing my teeth, I say my affirmations. For whatever reason, it comes to me when I'm backing out of the garage, I say my affirmations. Each time I go to the bathroom during the day and I'm washing my hands, I say my affirmations. And Candy and I have a Marco Polo that we're pretty faithful about, and we say our affirmations to each other every day, because you don't want to only say them to yourself quietly in your head. I learned just this last time that there's a power in the vibration of your voice, and you hearing yourself say these things out loud about yourself. So I just got into the habit of saying them, and it works. It totally works. I just did it because I felt like I had nothing to lose. And then it wasn't long before I did start believing some of those words that I had put in there that I thought I never could be. I never could believe about myself. And then I just got so excited about it. I want everybody to know just how easy it is and how powerful it is. Anybody can do it. It can start off with, Tanya, you were talking about your husband. Put on each of the kids' mirrors and my spot on the mirror, on Vinny's spot on the mirror, I have picked 4 words for each of us. And I just laminated them, and I taped them on the mirror in front of Vinny's sink, in front of my sink, Ben, Allison. And you can't help but see them when you look in the mirror. I mean, it can be as easy as that, like post the words around that you want to become. So there are many ways to go about it, but just feed yourself good stuff. We get, depending upon your job, depending upon your environment, you're probably, if you're not talking to yourself ugly every day, somebody else possibly is. Like, be your own best friend, and like you can decide what you tell yourself. You can't control what other people might say about you, but you can be good to yourself. Throw out the garbage before you start the garbage thinking and talking in your head. Think about, would you say that to someone else? Would you say that to your kids? Would you say that to your best friend? I caught myself saying some pretty nasty, ugly stuff to myself, about myself. You just have to stop it. And once you do, and when you replace it with something better, it'll change your world. It'll change your life. So, excuse me, I could go on for a half an hour, but I won't. My suggestion is to pick some words. My words that I made my first affirmation out of were confident, powerful, leader, fun-loving, worthy, creative, and beautiful. And when I first put that all in a sentence and started saying it, I thought, well, this is just crazy, because that's not going to happen. I am not those things. I'm not going to be those things. I can't be those things. Those are other people. That's not me. And then before you know it, you start believing it. And then you walk like you believe it. And then you treat other people like you believe it. And then you can take the focus off yourself, and you can, help other people, or be more interested in other people, because you're not so worried about what do they think of me. You're more secure in who you are when you use your affirmations and you use them in a way that you believe them. So it's between the affirmations and helping people know their worth, understand their worth, and LifeVantage. I just feel like those two things go together so well. So those two things are my passion: LifeVantage and just helping people know their worth through affirmations, basically, mainly.
Give us a sentence, how you put them all together, and what you say.
What my sentence is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I boldly express I'm a confident and powerful leader who is fun-loving, worthy, creative, and beautiful. And you know what? I just forgot a word. I just added a word last week. I told Candy that I feel like I figured out what part of the missing piece might be is I've never put the word successful in my affirmation. So how I should have said it was, I boldly express, I'm a confident, powerful, and successful leader who is fun, loving, worthy, creative, and beautiful.
Thank you. I love it. So I know you believe it. Like, I've seen how you walk different. And just like Bob Bodine said too, how hearts connect, right? Like, you just feel someone else's heart, and you know that that's a person in the room that you want to get to know. And Vicki, you walk now in that manner. Like, your sentence speaks to who you are. So how do you think that played into what happened 2 weekends ago with you getting one of their top trainers to come to your hometown to train your community?
I guess it comes down to, I felt so strongly about it, and I know how much it has changed my life, that and honestly, the friends that I think of to bring her here for are LifeVantage friends, but I mean, anybody could benefit from it. I just felt so strongly about it. It was one of those things like, okay, well, since I'm confident, what do I have to lose? Now, Vicki 5 years ago would not have walked up to that woman, would not have gone back and confronted the man who wasn't responding to her emails about bringing this woman there. I wouldn't have done it. So I just feel that strongly about it, that I want other people to know about this. Not enough people understand the power of your mind and getting your mind right. And I just want people to know about that. And so I just pulled the confidence out of my affirmation and I went and talked to them.
I love it. And they're coming to Nebraska, right?
I'm working on it. Yes.
I love it.
Ann Washburn is going to bring the body language show to Omaha.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Way to go. Okay, guys. I wanted to share with you now a testimony. So this is a testimony. It says, hello, I'm going to do something really out of character for me, and that's share. So I have suffered from migraines for 20 years and have had serious leg pain for 14 years. Just this last year, my feet began to feel on fire. And on top of all of that, I was already keeping myself from doing what I wanted because of the constant pain. And now, almost 90 days in, I am taking the Vitality Stack and drinking an Axio a day. I can't even begin to tell you how blessed I feel to find something that activates my own body the way God designed it to. I have had one migraine since starting, which is wonderful because I had them daily and they were severe. The migraine I had was less intense and lasted one day, which mine were 4 to 6 days long. If you know anyone suffering from migraines, please share our products with them. You can change everything. Just a bonus on top of my leg pain. It's now down to a 1 or 2, and it was an 8 most days. And the burning in my feet has completely vanished. This is from, I wish she was on here tonight, our very own Liddell Blair out of Oregon. And I found that on Vitality Living. And it's just a reminder, you guys, when you go to Vitality Living, make sure you let someone know that you added someone so we can approve them. And just a reminder, you can do a search on there by any word. Let's say you want to know how kids are getting Protandim, you could search for kids. Just think of a key word in what you're trying to look for and do a search for that, and I guarantee you're going to find something on it. So, okay, and now we're going to end the call with, we're a little over, but we're going to do shout outs. I didn't do them last week, so this is for the last couple of weeks, and I'm so excited. A lot of you people are on here that are going to be a part of this. So we're going to shout out new customers, one for Dwayne Donerman, right? Did I say that right, Vicki? Dwayne got a customer. Laura Nowicki, a new customer. We've got a ton out of Minnesota, Gloria Brinker. We've got Carrie Leslie, Tina Van Hill, Kim, worried about some of these last names. Kim Farnoik, Gloria Brinker got a new customer. Gloria also brought on 2 new distributors. So she welcomed Deborah Rolik and Nancy Stahlborger. These Minnesota last names are killing me. And then Nancy got her first customer as well. Beth Gustafson got a customer. Beth Primrose got a new customer. Jennifer Grant, 2 new customers. Dawn Turner got a new customer. Rachel, you got a customer. Way to go. Is that your first customer, Rachel?
It's my second.
Okay.
My second, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. So Rachel got a customer. Christy Westmoreland got 3 customers in the last 2 weeks. Joyce Wood, 2 customers in the last 2 weeks. Sheila Powell, 2 customers. Michael Powell got a customer. Joanna Johnson welcomed a new team member. She welcomed Rochelle Johnson. And Jen Reed. Everybody welcome Jen Reed. This is her first team Zoom. Jen Dykstra. Yay! And Jen got her first customer as well. So, and then Paula Schlangen. Paula, did I say your name right? Paula is on here as well. Oh, she was. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Paula, you guys. Are you in your first month, Paula? You guys, she has brought in 15 customers total this month. In the last 2 weeks, she brought in 8 customers and brought on a new distributor, Sue Amengard. So everybody raise the roof for Paula because that is phenomenal. Way to go, Paula. And it is her first team Zoom as well. So Christy, thank you for getting her the information. I text Christy and I'm like, I hope Paula can get on because we're going to do a serious shout out for her. I think it's just the most amazing story. Paula was wedding dress shopping with her daughter. Paula was recently diagnosed. Well, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. They found the cancer a second time. And someone in the store knew Christy's story, Christy Spaniel's story, and said Christy was taking this yellow pill and that Paula should reach out to her. And so Paula has been doing so for the last month and has brought 15 people, invited 15 people to LifeVantage. I just think it's so, so beautiful. So thank you, Christy, for sharing this with her. And Paula, I'm so glad that you were blessed enough to hear about Christy. I always cry. I haven't cried in a long time though. Anyway, I'm going to stop the recording. Thanks for watching the recording. If you're watching it, I'm going to stop the recording. Everyone hang on for just a minute. Okay.